Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. There is things to talk about this week. Not a lot of news, but one big chunk of news, or one big chunk of things to discuss. This episode, we will be talking about Justice League, the Snyder Cut. So let's just jump right into it. Micah, you watched Superman and Lois, the pilot episode, the 2-hour pilot for CW.
Yes. It is, it's pretty good. Tyler Hoechlin, aka Tyler Hoechlin, is Superman. And Elizabeth Tulloch is Lois Lane. And, it's a CW drama. The CW has this thing where they found a formula where they can take dramas and they do a pretty decent job of throwing a superhero skin on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's what this is, right? Like I could see this with maybe a different, maybe like a different type of hero. Not necessarily Superman, but if you got the Superman license, use it.
Yeah, he's a big gun. Sure.
Tyler Hoechlin is a wonderful Superman and Clark Kent. He is his interpretation of Superman really reminds me of the earnestness that Christopher Reeve had when he was playing the role. He's a very good Superman.
I liked him on Supergirl, because he was on there like significantly, like one season too. Like I enjoyed his Superman quite a lot.
So I'm just going to give you the story of the pilot, like a brief synopsis. It's essentially Lois and Clark. Clark falls in love with Lois. They get married. All of this stuff is in like the first 5 minutes, right? Like he's just like, they are established and they have two 14-year-old boys, two twins. One of them is like this, one of them is the extrovert, the jock, and the other is the introvert. And he's very quiet. He might have some, he might be neurotypical. And he's kind of the outcast, right? Superman is going around saving the day. His kids don't know he's Superman. Lois is like, hey, you should probably tell these kids because our jock son is like phenomenal at football.
Right.
He might have your powers, right? Like it's kind of ridiculous how good he is in football, apparently. One day, Superman's mom dies, and they go back to Smallville to have the funeral and to figure out what to do with the farm. Through some, legal chicanery, the farm is bought by the bank, and the bank is like, "Look, you can take care of the farm, or you can buy it out, and we'll deal with it." So Superman and Lois decide, hey, we're going to stay in Smallville and live here from now on and just kind of run this farm. So Superman's not going to be a metropolis in this, at least according to the pilot. That's where the big, one of the big shifts, right?
Right.
While at the farm, one of the kids' powers kind of manifests. And it turns out it's not the jock, it's the outcast, right? It's,
he kind of looks like Superman. Like he's got the dark hair,
right. Me all the while there is an out. So then you have all the family dynamics, right? In that episode, he lets them know that he is Superman. And you're like, you lied to me, instead of like, whoa, dude, you're fucking Superman. Like,
holy shit. Right. Who's like, I hate you, Dad.
But like, no, you lied to me, Dad. Like,
God, teenagers are the worst.
They are.
I'm like, take me flying, nigga. What the fuck?
Right. But so there's a lot of like like CW-ish drama,
of course,
with like the kids in the neighborhood and the some of the Smallville folk and all that. Like, it's typical like CW stuff, right? It's pretty good, but if you don't like that stuff, like, this is what the show is going to be. I can feel it, right? And then the B side, the B plots are the superheroics, right?
Right, of course.
There was a mystery man who was causing all this havoc at nuclear reactor sites, and Superman and this mystery man have a knockdown drag out. Like they fight each other on land, they fight each other in space, right? This guy knows who Superman is. He calls him Kal-El. He calls him by his government name. The name his mama gave him, right? And it turns out, and he has kryptonite, and he bam stabs Superman. It's just like, what, bitch, right? Like, I know your weakness, right? And it turns out that this dude is Captain Luthor, and Captain Luthor is a black fella. And not like the Adventures of Superman, the cartoon show,
where you just assume he's black,
that the character Clancy Brown is playing is black because he's got olive skin and big lips. Like, no, yo, like that character, just because he's the,
and he kind of sounds like a black dude.
Superman,
I mean, Clancy Brown kind of sounds like a black dude,
right? I mean, look, Clancy Brown sounds like a black dude. His name is Clancy Brown,
right? He's got Brown in the name. Clancy's an old black man name.
So look, Superman and Lois, the pilot was very good. If I'm being 100% honest, this is not a show that I'm going to make time to watch.
Okay.
If I catch it, if there's nothing on TV, I'm probably going to play a video game, if I'm being perfectly honest. But if my wife gets into this, one of the ways that we spend quality time together is she likes watching TV. So I'll watch certain TV shows with her.
Right.
If she wants to watch this, I got no problem watching it.
All right, that's fair.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. It's just not the type of television that it's not appointment TV for me.
Okay, that's fair. That feels like the most reasonable subdued review I've heard of
it. Right, because everybody's like, yo, I love this show. And look, I get it.
All the CW shows start out super strong, and then they go into a formula. And like, if you're cool, and I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, it's not for me, but that formula bores me very quickly. And like, I don't think they're necessarily quote unquote bad shows. I've come around on that, but it's a formula that bores me after a while. And people seem to be like, this is the greatest show ever. And I'm like, that's awesome. Is it? Because like, for me, I feel like eventually somehow they'll figure out how to get a man in the chair for Superman, which seems weird. Like one of his sons, probably the jock. And then that'll be how they get into that formula, which I'm just not a fan of. So it's fine. It's fine. Look, I dug the first episode or two of Black Lightning, and then they started sliding into that formula. I was like, I'm out. Like, it's like, it is what it is. I'm out.
Yeah, it's like Black Lightning. Like exactly. Like,
it started super strong.
I enjoyed the first couple of episodes, but the melodrama is it's not something that I want to stick around for.
I don't watch a lot of melodramatic television. I just don't.
And look, the CW is, I mean, they got that stuff on lock, right?
They do.
I think I'm just a little old for the demographic.
I was going to say the demographic is younger than us. Like the demographic solidly
18 to 34 is like the demographic that everybody wants to get.
Yeah. Cause they got money to spend. Right.
Exactly.
You buying t-shirts, you getting DVDs, you buying subscriptions to shit. Like, yeah. And that's fine.
Right.
So,
if you like this show, look, I'm there with you. I like it too. I just don't like it enough where I'm gonna like make time to dedicate to watch it. You know what I mean?
All right, that's fair. I didn't watch anything of significance outside of what we're going to talk about next. So, we'll just jump right into that. Okay, this is our review for Zack Snyder's Justice League, or aka the Snyder Cut. Look, I'm here. I was brought here on the King Tide at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning to watch this 4-hour tour de force. I guess I'll give my short-ish review, and then we'll get to yours, and then we'll just kind of go through our thoughts overall.
Before you do, what are your thoughts on the theatrical cut?
I think the theatrical cut, I just rewatched it, is fine. I think it's fine. I think it's cut to all hell. It has scene jumps that drive me crazy. I'm like, yo, these are too many hard cuts. like it is clearly missing things, right? Like it's obvious.
Yeah. A little too many obvious, like, oh, that's obviously a reshoot, right? Like here's Aquaman standing in front of a white background.
Yeah.
That's obviously
like, this is not good, right? Like those things, I was not a fan of. I feel like when I saw it in theaters, I was much harder on it than I am now after seeing the theatrical cut the second time. I think it's fine. I don't think it's good. Fine does not mean good to me. Like, it is not a movie I would rewatch. Like given free time. I think it is competently done. Like, for switching directors and having to cut out a significant amount of information from 4 hours down to 2, it is fine. Before I get into my thoughts on the Snyder Cut, I'll save it for my thoughts on the differences. As far as the Snyder Cut is concerned, I thought it was fine. I think it is a better movie, like significantly better than the theatrical cut, without a doubt. That was not something I found surprising at all. It's a single person's vision. So it's not, it's shredded. Like the theatrical cut is just shredded. Like there's so many things just ripped out of it. But the Snyder Cut fixes a lot of things, but it also creates a lot of new problems. And like it evened out to a 50% for me. That's my thing, is like, I didn't hate it. I definitely am not going to watch it again. It's 4 hours. Like, no, like, dude, I have a hard time wanting to sit and watch Endgame, and that's 3 hours. And I love that movie. like it's too long for me to sit down, and watch it. But yeah, I thought it was fine. I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's some massive improvement that like changes the game. I certainly don't think it's a genre changing film, as some people have said, which I think is ludicrous. Rob Liefeld was one. Oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever. I was like, your bar is way too low. Also, we know you have a history against Marvel. I get it. But knock it off. We have eyes. The other thing is, the thing that I assumed about that movie, about the Snyder Cut, turned out to be true. It's not a wildly significant difference between it and the theatrical cut. It isn't. There is 2 hours less, but somehow all of the things that they cut, for the most part, weren't needed. They just weren't needed. It still was maybe a little overcut. Like, I feel like if it was 3 hours, you could have probably had a pretty good movie there. You would have had a better movie. I don't even know if it's good, because I think the core of the movie is flawed. Like, I don't know that any amount of cutting would have gotten around that, but certainly a better movie. Certainly moving closer to good than mediocre, which is what I thought it was. But we'll get into the details. So I thought it was fine.
I enjoyed the movie better than the theatrical cut. When I first saw the theatrical cut, I don't know if I'm usually pretty easy on movies, as it is. And the theatrical cut, I think, given the real world situation that everything surrounding that, coupled with my already me wanting to love everything that I see in the theater because like that's just how I am. I think I was not mad at it, right?
Right.
I was like, all right, this is probably as good as it's gonna get. I wasn't actively mad at it like Batman v Superman. That movie I'm actively mad at. Because the theatrical cut didn't really make sense when you think about it after seeing Batman v Superman.
Just a quick interjection. Did you watch the ultimate cut of
no,
BVS?
No, I've never watched the ultimate cut because I was so mad, and I'm just like, there's no way I'm going to watch this.
I did, by the way. It's better. It's better. Doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it good. It's better though.
That's what happened here.
Yeah,
this movie is better than the theatrical cut. Better in the sense that it tells a coherent story. And like I hate to like be a jerk about it, but like if that's the bar, right? Like
a coherent story.
A coherent story.
Congrats.
I mean, okay, I guess, but that shouldn't be the bar, right? Yeah. Like it's a simple story, and I don't mind simple stories if they're executed well. And this is not executed well.
Right.
It's executed, just not with any type of grace. You know what I mean? Like it tells a coherent story. I think it makes the previous movie, Batman v Superman, make a little bit more sense.
Sure.
And it gives Ray Fisher something to do, right? Which is, by the way, like that is 100% the reason why Ray Fisher is acting the way he's acting, because he shot 3 hours of movie footage and damn near all of it was cut in the theatrical cut. That's his beef with Warner Brothers. Don't let you are going to it's going to take a lot to convince me otherwise. That's his beef.
Because he's not giving any details, like he's mad because all his stuff got cut. I get it. I get being upset
because he's damn near the linchpin of the story. You know what I mean? Like he is way more significant in this cut than he was in the theatrical cut.
I'll give you that. I don't know that I would call him the linchpin, but I'll give you that point.
He's way more significant.
He's linchpin, more significant.
Maybe not, right? Superman is more than linchpin.
I don't even know what the linchpin is. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think Zack Snyder really knew. But go ahead.
So, but the movie does some things right. It elaborates on character motivation, right? Like Batman clearly feels guilt.
Yes.
And I see it a little better in this version than I do the previous version. Mm-hmm. Resurrecting Superman was explained a little better, right? In the theatrical cut, it was just like, yo, we got to drop this box in this water and then you got to touch it and then that's it. And they kind of elaborate a little more. I'm not saying that elaboration made sense, right? Because it's still a stupid comic book movie, but
right, they kind of like science-y yada yada it like a little bit, right? And I'm okay with that.
That's all I need, yo.
Yeah, just give me a little something.
Something. Yeah. I just need something, right?
Oh, you're transmogrifying his cells? Whatever. Who cares? It's fine. Like, just say something.
Whatever,
right, it's fine.
Whatever, right? Like you see, oh, well, this is what happened. Cyborg died. He touched a mother box. Now he's here. What if we can do that with Superman, right? That's the explanation.
Right. By the way, we're talking complete spoilers. Like
sorry.
No, the movie's been out since 2000, ticky tack, whatever. I don't know. Like, but, yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think they do a better job of retroactively like setting up Aquaman's movie, and maybe that's just hindsight, but I think his motivations in this movie kind of are they ease you into James Wan's Aquaman a little better.
Honestly, I will say this. Sorry to interrupt for a second because I just don't want to lose that thought because I don't know if we'll come back to it. I personally think Aquaman gets a better character development in this than Ray Fisher does. Even though Ray Fisher is in it way more, I think they spend more time in the lines that he's given are much more significant to the setup of Aquaman. You're right, but just showing his personality, like that he's more than just one note, like my man, right? Like
Yeah.
they actually give him a couple lines where he's like, "I thought you said you didn't care." He's like, "I never said that." Right? Like they kind of give the meathead a little bit more, which I appreciate it because like I like Jason Momoa, man. Like, and I think Aquaman is a largely silly movie, but I actually enjoyed it for what it was.
I mean, I could have just pissed on it. Like,
I mean, there's a couple of moments I'm like, all right, come on, what is this style?
All right, whatever. But yeah, I agree. I'm inclined to agree with you in that Cyborg. You know, the natural arc for Cyborg in this movie, in my opinion, should have been, you know, him finding his humanity. And
right.
He still kind of didn't, right? Like at the end, he was still kind of the same personality wise as he was at the end, as he was in the beginning. He just like didn't hate his dad, right? Action scenes. Look, Zack Snyder can shoot action, man. He can.
It looked great.
And for the most part,
most of it looked great. Most of it looked great.
For the most part, it looked pretty good. Steppenwolf, look, one, he's given something to do now, right? Like he has motivation, right? He's been exiled by Darkseid. He's trying to get back in Darkseid's good graces. That's why he's gathering these mother boxes. Like show don't tell, right? They told it in the first movie. They showed it in this cut, right? That's all I need. I don't need it's a movie about getting 3 MacGuffins. I don't need something intricate, but I do need something.
Right.
Steppenwolf, while I hate his design, he looked better.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Looked like he belonged in the scene as opposed to like somebody put a Photoshop filter of a Steppenwolf that somebody drew with some chalk, and put it on the cellular
with like a popsicle stick, like moving him around. Yeah, he definitely looked better. He looked sharper and cleaner, but he looked over busy. Like that was
the design is stupid.
Yeah, Snyder has this like weird thing of like over designing characters. Everything to do with Apocalypse was just over designed. And look, and I will say this, I did not like the images that I saw of Darkseid. Like in the, here's some images of what Darkseid's going to look like. You better look out. In the movie, it worked better. Like him moving around, it looked better. I wasn't too upset about that. But let's stick on the characters a little bit, like the Justice League characters a little bit more. Yeah, Batman was given much better as far as like, hey, I feel guilty about getting Bruce killed, getting Superman killed. So I appreciated that. Affleck looked better, where he looked he looked very unwell.
He looked tired.
He was going through alcoholism at the time, right? Like those reshoots are very obvious. I'm like, Affleck does not look good here. Like he just doesn't. He looked like he did in Triple Frontier. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. And here, this is clearly before all of that, I guess, or maybe very early in that. And he looked better. Like he just looked like he was having, I wouldn't say fun necessarily, but he looked like he was fine to be there. Right.
He looked like he showed up for work.
Right. He did not look that way in the theatrical cut. I was like, am I the only one seeing this? Like, I just didn't think he looked enthused to be there at all. So I appreciated seeing him actually look like happy to be working. Like, so that was good. Cause it showed through the role, right? Like he just felt lighter and things like that. I think it was really weird that as popular as Wonder Woman was, she was almost nothing but an afterthought unless it was a fight scene.
Yeah.
Like that was weird.
They gave her that little action scene The action scene was cool and all, but
you're talking about the bank?
Yeah, the bank. Yeah. It was fine.
Where she murdered a guy in front of children. That was weird.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, right? Like, you got Wonder Woman, then you got this, then you got Wonder Woman 84. That character's all over the place, man. That character's all over.
Yeah.
The place.
Yeah. What are you doing? Super serious defender of all that is, that all is good and, trying to save the world. BVS, she's like fighting an alien or, whatever. And that's like a badass thing. And then in this one, she's just murdering dudes in front of kids. So you're like, huh? What? Like, what is going, and then is, Donner style, like goofball nonsense, in 1984. Like, no, it didn't work. That part didn't work for me. You could have had that exact same scene, but it just blew the dude right out the window and he slammed into a cop car below. Like, that would have been fine, right? You didn't have to murder him. Snyder has always gotten, and this is not to say Patty Jenkins didn't too, but Snyder has always shown Wonder Woman move in a way that I like. Like physically, like in fights, she always looks pretty fucking solid. Like when she's fighting those bank robbers and she's kicking dudes into walls and shit, I was like, yeah, that's what you want to see. Like, you don't have to murder them, but she's a fucking titan, dude. She's a monster. Like, she should be kicking the shit out of these people.
Here's something that I really, when I saw it in the bank scene, I was like, yo, this is what needs to happen, right? When the terrorist has the hostages, he switches his gun to full auto,
right,
and busts off, right? At some points, at some points, he does the slowdown, like, oh, I gotta get the bullet, bang. But at some points, it's in real time. Right. And you see Wonder Woman just being quick as shit, right? Like you get a real good sense of what this character can do, like just pop, 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 right? Yeah. Just get deflecting all those bullets.
That's a great action sequence. Like it is.
Like, yo, this is really cool, man. Like I hope this sticks around, right? It does not.
For no reason.
We get later on into Zack Snyder, like his style, the same BS that we always get. What did you think of Superman? Since we're still on characters, what did you think of Superman?
Look, I'm a sucker for a great Superman moment. I am. I am. Look, when he came back, and like, I have a problem with the ending of this movie. Like a fundamental Superman love for that character, hate for a part of the end of this movie that really bothered me. But when he came back and he was in the black suit and he went to space and he was like, yo, he did the I'm Jesus moment. I was like, all right, now Superman, go whoop some ass. Like, that's all I want. That's all I want to see. Like, look, when you like, Alfred's line is so good. Like, if you're going to wave the red cape, make sure you can take down the bull. And then I love Batman's response. He's like, yeah, but this cape can charge. Like, fuck all that. It ain't no deflecting nonsense. We going to work with this dude. And I was like, yes, thank you. Like, the best part of Superman is that he is such a good guy that, like, the Hawkland version, like, he's a good guy. Hey, my mom made this suit for me. Like, he fly off. Kids love him, all that. But, like, when kids ain't looking, he can beat the brakes off somebody. And that's all I want. Ain't no kids around. Let me beat Steppenwolf within an inch of his life. That's all I'm asking for. Sometimes a little excessive. I'm like, I don't feel like Superman would have just stood over him and just kept pounding on this guy. Right, but
yeah, he kind of ground and pounded.
Yeah, I was like, all right, like, Superman, take it easy. Like, Jesus Christ.
Ground and pounded him and then shot him with fucking laser beam.
Yeah, I was like, is this bring it down? I love it, but you need to just calm down a little bit. So I'm a sucker for a great Superman moment, right? Like, and that's why, like, I will, as much as I think these movies are very mediocre, I like Man of Steel. Cause, like, you can say whatever you want about that ending. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Like, I enjoy watching those guys tussle. It was fun.
It seems like he knows that Superman is your big gun, right? He knows that Superman is OP.
He doesn't overuse him.
Doesn't overuse him.
Yeah.
So that when Superman is, so that when you get the fight scene in the middle of Superman fighting, like, where am I? Oh, your heartbeat is racing. I'm gonna give it something to race for. And
they beat the brakes off Aquaman this whole movie, by the way. Like, he'll get a lot of hits in too much. He's like, I'm gonna get him, and he was just like, boom, knock him out. Like, get out of here, knock it off.
and then that's it for a very, very long time, because this movie is 4 fucking hours. Yeah. But
right, they don't bring Superman in until like 2 something, like 2 hours or something,
and
minutes?
then he ain't back until like 3:30, 15.
Right, like it's pretty late in the game.
But when he comes back, it's just like, fuck yes, right? And then you remember, oh yeah, well, why can't we get another Man of Steel movie? Because he would have fucking rocked it.
Yeah.
What other?
But as far as his characterization, it's not much different than the theatrical cut, right? Like, it's a couple of extended scenes overall. So you don't really get that much of a sense of him being wildly different. Like, you just don't, for better or for worse. I mean, we talked about Cyborg. I do want to go back to him just a little bit. Look, everybody was talking about, not everybody, but a lot of talk was that, Ray Fisher was going to put in this great performance, and that's why he was so upset, and, whatever racist stuff, he says happened and everything else. I'm not saying it's true or not true. I'm not saying any of that. I don't know. But like we talked about, they cut his role to shit in the theatrical. Like, they just did. The problem is a lot of it was kind of useless to the story. And with the 4 hours, there was so much that they needed to cut. I can understand why they cut his. That being said, when people talk about a black actor having their role cut and it was like a real shame because it was such a great performance, they're actually right about that. Except they got the wrong black guy. It's Joe Morton. Because Joe Morton's part's being cut because they were cut because he's Cyborg's fucking dad. That was the loss. Ray Fisher was fine. Like, he wasn't bad. He was fine. Joe Morton was delivering Papa Pope level speeches because that's what Joe Morton does. And he is out acting the script that he's given. Like, he is. That's the problem. Like, if anything, like, I actually thought, in a weird way, like, all of these superhero movies heavily focus on, like, fathers or relationships with mothers. Like, that's just this is a commonality. Like, all of the Infinity Saga in Marvel is all about dads. If you really go back and look, it's all about sons and their fathers, or trying to live up to father figures. All of it. Like, hopefully maybe they try to do like a mother thing in the next one. I don't know. But that's a deeply held, thing throughout the MCU so far. In this one, there's that moment, again, great Superman moment, where you have both of Superman's fathers talking to him, right? They're playing lines, which was fucking beautiful. I have to admit, that was great. I call bullshit that was in the original cut. I call total bullshit that it was. I think that was absolutely added in preparation for this cut. And I'll tell you why, and I actually have no problem with it. I think it has a lot to do with, and this is the only time I'm going to talk about this, I think it has a lot to do with Snyder losing his daughter. And I think having words from your father, like, that plays different for him, is my guess. And it did. Like, even when I'm listening to the scene, I was like, I get it. Like, to hear these words from a parent who can't directly talk to their child anymore is powerful. And then for him to intercut, like, it has the most, it's one of the scenes that has the most heart in the movie. This intercut moments from Jor-El and Pa Kent, right? Like, those were just beautiful, like, parts of their speeches from their movies. And I thought that was dope. But Joe Morton, like, a live dad in the movie, he was trying to communicate the same type of shit to his son. Like, if you listen to what they had spliced together between Jor-El and Pa Kent, the messaging is very similar to the messaging Joe Morton's character gives to Cyborg at the end, right? Like, this is who you can become. This is, do these things, you can be anything you want to be and stuff like that. It's the same messaging, right? So I thought it was just a shame that Joe Morton, his role got so cut in the theatrical, because I think it brought a lot of heart to the movie. So
yeah. Cyborg.
It's my birthday, by the way. That's why these giant balloons are in the back.
Cyborg's a lot of, when Cyborg is going into the visual representation of Cyborg going into, digital space or whatever, when he's just like a regular kid walking around, a lot of that felt unnecessary.
Yeah, like I'm in Nazi Germany. Okay.
just stick to like all that. You could have, like, all of that could have been summed up, like you said, with the Joe Morton speeches. But I don't know. That's just something. Have we gone through all the characters? Because there's some things that I want to kind of.
I mean, I think that's largely everybody in the league.
Did we talk about Flash?
Oh no, we didn't. Go ahead.
Flash is largely the same. But he feels like a slightly different character in the theatrical cut when they are at that island fighting the parademons in that cylindrical thing.
Yeah.
In the theatrical cut, he's kind of a chicken shit, right? He's just like, I'm no hero. I just kind of run around and push people out the way. And he's not like that in this. Like, he is, like, he knows that, like, I got to save people.
Right.
And
I appreciated that.
I thought it was an interesting difference.
Yep.
And at the end, it makes sense because the endings are for that character are different, right? Like
wildly different.
Yeah, like he is doing his Speed Force thing. Like, he's an integral part of the mission, right? Like, if he can't, sustain the electrical charge or whatever he's doing when he's running around, they will fail. So he is I think a better character. At the same time, like, I still found him a bit too annoying, and all of the weird, quirky dialogue that he has, that I was like, oh, well, this is obviously a Whedon line because this is stupid, right? All that's in this movie. I was legit shocked.
Yeah, you motherfuckers owe Josh Whedon an apology, not for his shithead behavior about anything else, but people were super sure that all this stuff was him. It was not. The only thing that was different was the brunch line. Everything else about Flash's personality and more was all Zack Snyder's idea and Chris Terrio's idea. It was. It's all there.
So I found the character a little bit annoying, but he was also charming. All right, look, there's some bullshit with this movie too. There's some crap with this movie. There's a lot of wasted shots. Like,
did you think we weren't going to get to that? People are like, when are they going to be honest?
Like,
here you go.
There's a lot of self-indulgent crap in this movie.
You wouldn't be talking about a sesame seed falling off of a hamburger bun in slow motion hitting the ground like a 2-ton boulder, would you, Micah? Because that would be a weird thing to concentrate on.
I mean, that is what? First of all, that whole scene could have been gone. That whole scene could have been gone.
It shouldn't have made it into the theatrical, as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't have been.
Was that in the theatrical? I'm talking about when he saves Iris and all.
Yeah, that was in the theatrical. Yeah,
it was. Are you sure?
Not. It's cut down significantly. I thought.
I don't think so, man. I think that whole dog walking scene, that whole.
I thought they do show. I thought they did show him grab her. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't know.
She was not. Kiersey Clemens was not in the theatrical cut.
It's all running together at this point. It really
she was not in the theatrical cut at all. So that whole entire scene could have been done and could have been gone, right?
Should have been.
I get it. It's a character moment. It's 4 hours, yo. Like,
he's got enough character moments.
Character moments, right? and it's the whole scene was self-indulgent, right? Like here's she gets into this accident and she is flying out of the seat of her car with the most calm expression possible.
Right, her hair didn't even get messed up.
While while Flash is, while time has slowed down around him, so he goes to save her, and then you see the sesame seed fall down.
Yeah, that shit was so unnecessary to me.
Just come on, man. Like you got some needle drop playing in the background. Like
the music was awful. The music was awful. And don't come for us. I'm not talking about Junkie XL's score.
I'm not talking about the score of the film.
The music.
The stupid needle drops.
They were awful.
Right? The scene where Aquaman is just walking towards the ocean and there's a song playing for 2.5 minutes and he's just walking and walking and walking and then just like it's something out of like a Coldplay music video or something.
I don't know. It's like Leonard Cohen or something, which look, Leonard Cohen or whoever it was, is fine. It just doesn't work here. It's just clearly Zack Snyder likes that type of music, and so he just thought it was cool to put it in. Like that's all it was.
There's a scene of some of the locals in that village that Aquaman helps just singing for like 2 minutes. 3 minutes, and I'm just like, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I was like, why is this taking so long?
The music is not. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the epilogue. The entire epilogue could have been just gone. That is literally like 35 minutes that could have been gone from this movie.
Yeah, you're right. The Iris West part is not in it. I guess I've seen that clip so many times. It's just like a part of my brain at this point.
Yeah. The epilogue featuring the nightmare and all that's just
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Martian Manhunter's in this thing for no reason. There's literally no reason for him to be in there other than to say Martian Manhunter is in there.
Also, nobody says it like that. Some call me the Martian Manhunter. That's not what you would say about yourself. Yeah, no, all right. You would give your name, dude. You would give your name. Thank you. That's the name you would give.
My name is former UFC champion John Johns.
Like, oh. I just also like this was clearly added in. This was clearly added in with the $70 million. It's clearly added in, right? Because they were like, we didn't shoot any new scenes except for stuff with CGI. I'm like, that's why all of this shit basically was CGI. Because Ben Affleck looks significantly smaller than he does in the entire movie. Yeah. This is all bullshit. I'm not buying it. Yeah, like
what else? Look, the slow-mo. It's a Zack Snyder staple.
It's too much.
It's, like on the one hand, like I shouldn't be upset, but on the other hand, screw you, I am, because you can't have. I don't think it makes sense to have stylized slow motion in your movie where you have a speedster that you visualize speed from that speedster's perspective.
Yep.
Because that's more slow motion. Like if I was someone who wasn't paying attention, I would be like, well, is everybody that fast? Like, why is there slow motion when the Flash is not around, and slow motion when the Flash is around, and slow motion when the Flash is not running?
Right.
And when it's too much slow-mo, man. And look,
well, the first like 30, 40 minutes, it's like, yo, how many scenes are going to be in slow motion? Like, yeah, I see why it's almost 4 hours, or it is more than 4 hours.
Right. Like, does Lois Lane really need a shot to linger on her for 15 seconds? Just of her looking at at whatever? I don't know. But that's just a thing that Zack Snyder does.
And it works. It can work sparingly. You know where it works really well? Watchmen. It works incredibly well. The opening sequence of Watchmen is amazing, right? Like as time is passing, them showing, the original Watchmen, and then, like the newer Watchmen and stuff like that. Like, those moments work. It doesn't need to happen every 5 to 10 minutes in the first 40 minutes. There's at least like 10 plus times he uses slow-mo. It's ridiculous. Can we talk about the nightmare scenario for a second? Given the proper work, Leto could have been a good Joker. He could have been. He had nothing to work with. And this scene shows it, right? Not that he has nothing to work with. Like, this dialogue between the two of them, between Batman and Joker, is actually not bad. It's pretty good. The problem is, what are we even looking at? What are we even fucking looking at?
Why do I care?
What, like, he said that the Nightmare movie was supposed to be the second movie. How? If Apocalypse comes and all of this happens, this inferred that fucking Aquaman is dead. And I assume, since Wonder Woman isn't around, she's dead too. So what is the League after this? Batman is running around with the Joker and Deathstroke and Cyborg and Power Rangered up the Flash. Like, what are we even talking about? Look, people, this hashtag, restore the Snyderverse. I used to be against it.
Yeah.
I used to be against it. I was. I'm no longer against it. You know why? I think they should do it. But here's my caveat. You can have the Snyderverse back. Here's what you need to do. It needs to be called Injustice, and it needs to be considered a out of canon Elseworld story. Let Zack Snyder go to work. And just know that this is a different world. This is another part of the multiverse. And then you can show Ezra Miller's Flash that we know from the normal part of the universe, run through this universe and be like, oh, that's weird, and meet up with the robot Flash or whatever. And then they show the regular universe. This can be its own thing. It's fine. But this should not be anywhere close to the mainstream. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. How could you do anything after this? Like,
I mean, it
doesn't
screams of like edgelord BS, right?
I mean,
like,
Injustice kind of is. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. Like, I mean, it kind of is.
Look, I don't.
And I like it.
Injustice story. I think it's a cool subversion. The problem, the thing about it though, is that we're playing with characters that everyone already knows. And yes, technically, we already know these characters in these movies, but not
everybody knows that.
Like in the world that you have established, you haven't earned that. You haven't earned Injustice.
Right. You have to know who Deathstroke is in his complete history with Batman to see the two of them fighting alongside each other, the significance of that. Like, yeah, man, there's no significance of it. We just saw him 3 minutes before this scene for the first time. Hey, maybe we should start our own league. Yeah. Oh, let's go to the nightmare scenario. What? Like, cool. I'm glad he shot this new, right? This whole scene is all shot new. That's all fine. But what was the point of it? It doesn't make any sense.
You know what the point of it was. It was for him to be like, see, I would have done this, but they won't let me. And now it's to get his fan base riled up so that perhaps they can whine loud enough to restore the Snyderverse or whatever.
I'm telling you, do it, but make it Injustice and just let him have it. That's fine. Just let him have it. All you have to do is use the Flash as a way to establish that this is not the in-canon universe. That's all you have to do. Oh, that world is crazy. Anyway, back to me going around chasing hot dogs in slow motion. Like, yeah, dude, that's a real thing in this movie, is that he couldn't keep his hands off a glitzy long enough to save his future girlfriend. He had to get a hot dog for a dog. She was so silly. So yeah, this is it's fine. It's fine.
But overall,
it's fine.
Overall, if you thought the theatrical cut was fine, you will enjoy this. It's too long.
It's way too long.
But you will enjoy it if you think the theatrical cut is okay. Right. If you don't like the theatrical cut, don't watch this.
Right. There's barely a difference.
The story is the same. It's just drawn out, right? But if you didn't like it, don't watch it. If you think that this version is worse than the theatrical cut, you're crazy.
No, that's simply not true.
Right. That's just wrong.
Yeah, that's patently wrong.
This is a better version of what this could ever be. But would I recommend this to people? I don't know if I would.
I would recommend it to people who like the theatrical cut. Like if you thought it was like,
and I mean, you really gotta be curious about this thing too, because this is a 4-hour time commitment.
Yeah.
Like, and we keep saying that, like, but like that's a thing, man. Like,
yeah, it's significant.
And unless you're one of those people I'm not one of those people that can just watch a movie, stop for a day, come back the next day and finish. I can't do that.
No.
Like, I'm just not built like that. But this thing could have been. They should have broken this up. Yeah, should have broken this up into. They broke it up into chapters. They could have broken this thing up. I think it would have been paced really well. I see some people and they're like, "Oh, but the 4 hours flies by." No, it doesn't.
Nigga, I was up at 6 a.m. No, it don't. I started
this thing at 9 o'clock, and I didn't finish till 1:30. So I had to take a couple piss breaks. So
it flies by. It does not. That is a lie. Like, come on. No, it does not fly by. But it's just, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't watched the theatrical cut, not because it painted me a certain way. It's the same movie.
Yeah, like if I'd have saw this, I think I would be slightly. No, maybe not. But
I just feel like I just sat through the theatrical cut with extended scenes that I saw, because that's what this movie is. It's not wildly different. It's not.
If for some reason you have never seen either of these,
yeah, just watch the 4-hour cut then.
Just watch the 4-hour cut. If you can find the time. But yeah, I think that's it. Look, there's other stuff. There's
plenty. There's plenty to nitpick. Like Willem Dafoe's wig, it was horrible. It was like, he looks so much better in Aquaman. It's crazy. But the other thing I was just gonna say is I will end it on a quote that one of our listeners, Charlie, put up on his Facebook page, where he was paraphrasing a quote by Zack Snyder. I don't know how much of my movie Joss Whedon used. And his answer was, nigga, all of it. like, it's all there, yo. It's not a wild divergence from the 4-hour cut. It really isn't. Like, if you're going in thinking this is going to be a massive overhaul, I saw people tweeting, last week, I don't see how you could possibly think that this is going to be the same movie with 2 extra hours. And I'm like, I don't see how you think that it isn't.
You know why? Because they don't understand that the structure of the story is the same between both cuts, right?
Yes, it has to be.
The plotting is different, right?
It's only a little different.
Well, because look, when they're resurrecting Superman, there was a big thing in the theatrical cut. Wonder Woman is like, "Yo, this is ethically wrong."
Yes, that part gets cut out, which is weird.
And in this cut, Wonder Woman is DTF, right? She is down to free Superman from his from his eternal slumber, right? At the end fight, which I actually really liked in the Snyder Cut.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
the action of the end fight. It was fun. That's all I want. I want fun.
By the way, side note, totally stole that moment from Age of Ultron where they all like do slow motion freeze in mid action. Yeah, I was like, okay, because I saw DC fans be like, oh, they stole this. WandaVision stole this from Snyder. They stole that shit directly from Age of Ultron, but it's fine. I'm not mad about it. It's a cool scene.
It's art, yo.
Yeah, it's a cool scene. Who cares?
Like everybody steals from everybody. It's
right.
art.
Right.
All you motherfuckers who love Quentin Tarantino, literally everything he's ever done has been taken from someone. Yeah,
they're constant homages. Like it's fine. Right. Go ahead. The last fight.
The action, the action scenes in the Snyder Cut, I did enjoy. The ending is different. Not different, but how you get there, the action that's going on is different. And I think that's what people are confusing for story. Right?
That is not the story.
But it doesn't make sense to me. But people are equating, okay, well, Superman and Flash flew to get those people away, to save those people. And in this movie, they didn't do that because those people weren't around. Those people didn't exist.
Right.
So this is a different movie. What? No, yo. The structure of the story is the same. How you get there is what's different. Instead of taking a shortcut through some fucking trees and bushes and shit just to try and get to the end, they took the long way. They took the scenic route.
Yeah. Twice as long. Incidentally. Too long. Yeah. It's not a different movie. Like I feel like if you gave the theatrical cut because you were like you're a big DC fan, or you're a big Snyder fan and you like what he's done with the other movies, for better or for worse, I'm not judging at all. And you were like, you know what? Things were changed, but I saw what he was trying to do and I liked it. Then you'll like this. Like you will, because it's his vision. Like it is an unabashedly Zack Snyder movie. But if you hated the theatrical cut, I cannot imagine how you turn around and be like, this is amazing. It's not different. It's just not. It's a couple of scenes that are just like stretch them out. Like if you stretch out every scene by 3 minutes, you'll get to 4 hours. It's pretty easy, right? Like it's not hard, and since some scenes have like women on the shore just, wailing, for like what feels like forever. Like,
if you didn't like that theatrical cut and turn around and like this, that's how you know that you found one of the members of the cult, right? Like one of the members of the people who they just on board. You found one of them, because this movie is not wildly different. It's more of what you got. It's more of what was in the first.
Yeah, because I'm watching this movie. I'm like that. Like all of this is in the movie, is in the theatrical cut. Like, right. Sure, it doesn't start out with the cell phone, recording a Superman, which, his face looked messed up. That's like a digital thing. But that scene of humanizing Superman was pretty good. Like, I thought that, because they were trying to aim the movie at kids, which this movie does not. Like, it doesn't. There's one kid who says something like, I want to grow up to be just like you. Thanks, Wonder Woman, who just murdered a guy in front of me. Whatever. Right. Like, that's a little weird. Like, it's a bit tone deaf. I want to make a guy into dust so his hat falls out of a building and nothing else. I want to be just like you, Wonder Woman. In reality, kids would be like, holy shit, Wonder Woman is a fucking murderer and this is terrifying. I just saw a guy get evaporated. Like, no, but they're like, yay! Like, that's weird. It's weird. So, it's better than the theatrical, without a doubt. That does not, in my opinion, make it a good movie. Far from it. So, So, I guess we're moving on to release or restore the Snyderverse. That's the next hashtag that'll get pushed up by bots, and then people will think it's real too. All right. So next up, let's jump right into lightning round.
Apparently, another Walking Tall movie is going to be made with another wrestler. Ashley Flair, a.k.a. Charlotte Flair, or Fleer, excuse me. Ashley Fleer, a.k.a. Charlotte Flair, is going to be, has been tapped to star in the remake of the 1973 film Walking Tall.
Wait, is she not really Ric Flair's daughter?
She's Ric Flair's daughter. Their name is Fleer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, their name is Fleer.
Yeah, I get the change then.
Yeah. And Charlotte is her ring name because, North Carolina.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Apparently she's pretty good, right? Like, she's a pretty good wrestler? She's a pretty good wrestler,
right? She is probably, like, say what you want about her and how she is booked, but she's booked like that for a reason, and it's not because her last name is Flair. Like, she's very good at her job.
Okay. I've heard that she's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah, she's actually very good at her job. She knows how to get. She can't be a face to save her life, but she's an excellent heel.
I mean,
just like her old man.
I was gonna say Flair never was a face. It's like, oh, let's try that. It's like,
yeah, like people like you, but they like you ironically. You know what I mean?
Right? They like an asshole.
Yeah, everybody likes a dickhead. And nobody liked Roman Reigns until he started acting like a dick, and now everybody loves him.
Oh, is that right? He's a heel now?
Yeah, because he's like, I'm the tribal chief. Like, you don't understand the responsibility that I have. And now he's treating all his family like crap. Yeah, but people like a dick.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with being a villain.
Flair is set to play a Tucson cop who finds herself caught in a web of fraud, exploitation, and murder, and is forced to go full vigilante to protect her home from falling victim to modern corruption.
Now, that's a real story, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's based on a real story. I want to say, like, it took place. Yeah, it's based on. Several movies called Walking Tall have been made about the life that depict a man who cleaned up a town, got caught in the middle of an assassination attempt, and spent the rest of his life hell-bent on vengeance for those who had hurt his family. Yeah, his name was Buford Pusser. Yeah, like that dude, like literally walked around with like a giant, like fucking like 2x4 and fuck people up. Like that's a real story. I want to say took place in like Virginia or some shit like that. Like, yeah, it's a pretty crazy story.
So,
Tennessee, excuse me.
Charlotte Flair as an athlete, but there is a very strong affliction that she suffers from, and it is called noacetol. I just sent you an image of.
Oh no! What?
It is literally all back.
Yo, how is she so strong and like never done a squat? God damn! It's an ironing board back there.
Sorry for objectifying.
Or the very opposite. I think it's the opposite of objectifying someone.
I mean, look, she decided to pose in the ESPN body issue, and
she should have done it from a different angle. I mean, from the side wouldn't have helped either. God damn, that's a flat ass. Oof.
I mean, it's literally back to legs. That's it.
Yeah. Just an extension of her back. Oh.
Her spine goes all the way down, and that's it.
Sad.
Womp womp. Look, I didn't see that Rock Walking Tall, and I'm probably not going to watch this.
Nope, didn't see it either.
I generally don't watch WWE produced.
They tend not to be very good.
The only one I actively saw was The Marine.
That's you goddamn right. You're goddamn right you did.
And so, yeah.
What happened here? A Marine happened. Oh, my God. That movie is so bad. It's delightful. It's delightfully
And
bad.
I think that was the only one that actually made it to theaters. And there have been
there's like
6 of them.
I thought there was 4, but yeah, all right. Yeah, because isn't like the Miz in them now?
Yeah, he's in it. And people want him to be Johnny Cage in the next Mortal Kombat movie. Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here.
He can't get the Marine to get to theaters. Like, knock it off. The Marine 12 or whatever.
Okay. Next up, Kingsley Ben-Adir to star in Marvel's Secret Invasion for Disney Plus. Kingsley Ben-Adir is the guy who played Malcolm X in One Night in Miami, and he was very, very good in that film.
Okay. Will he play a Skrull playing Malcolm X in this movie?
I don't want the ADOS movement to hear that idea because they will
see what they do to us. Like, all right, relax. The white man. Like, okay, we got
it. In Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus show, Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn reprise their MCU characters, Nick Fury and Talos, who first met in Captain Marvel. The crossover comic event series showcases a faction of shape-shifting Skrulls who have been infiltrating Earth for years. This person who wrote this article says that it is their understanding that Ben-Adir will play a lead villain in the show. However, Marvel Studios declined to comment. A lead villain, perhaps a super villain.
Well, I mean, obviously that just means he's Clerk, right? Right before Fantastic Four comes out, like Clerk confirmed. Get those thumbnails ready for YouTube. Yeah, look, I don't know what this is going to be. I assume this is like a really good switcheroo espionage series, which should be kind of fun. Having, Talos and Nick Fury there are great. I'm going to need at least one hero there, though. Right? We need it. We need some
superpowered hero.
Yeah, you need a superpowered hero. Or it doesn't have to be a superpowered hero, or like an elite hero, like a Kate Bishop type character or Hawkeye. You know what I mean? Like, you need somebody who's a high level type of character. I'm not saying either one of them, obviously, but you would need someone like that. You need somebody who's going to have a keen mind to that and like can also throw down. Because Talos and Nick Fury are not going to be. I mean, you remember Samuel L. Jackson trying to fight and like do action sequences in Captain America Marvel?
I remember trying to run. And this is supposed to be 90 Sam Jackson.
You're right, like that shit ain't work. So you need a hero who can like throw some punches. So my guess is I don't know if this guy is actually being, people are assuming he's going to be a villain, but turns out he's a hero. I don't know. Or if they use a hero, they use another hero that we haven't met yet or whatever. I don't know. Are you looking forward to the Skrull showing up and being more like Marvel promised, where they look much more vicious, like the evil ones? Because I have a feeling the ones that we saw are not the same design that they're going to finally go with the bad guys.
I never thought about whether or not they would look different. I want them to. I would like them to act different. I would like them to act like the Skrulls are traditionally known for. But and I don't mind these like good guy Skrulls, right? Because
no, I don't know.
Human beings aren't all evil, right?
Right.
Like, why would the Skrulls be all evil? But I wouldn't mind a redesign. I gotta say, I was a little bit disappointed when the Marvel Skrulls came out. I don't know. They just didn't look like what I thought they would look like.
Yeah, like here, I'm gonna send you this link. Like this was concept art that was released by Marvel. Right, this is not just like some rando dude. of the Skrulls. I have a feeling that that picture of Charlotte is wild. Yeah, and the very first comment to this is maybe that could be the design of the bad Skrulls, right? Like they look significantly more.
They look menacing.
Yeah, and like here's another one that's like really quite good. And it looks kind of like that might be Clert actually, but yeah, these look significantly more menacing, and I'm hoping maybe these are the sort of the bad guys that show up, because like Talos looked more like what I would imagine the Skrulls would look like on TV. That, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it was just like, it was fine. It was more face paint than like prosthetics to really make them look significantly different. This design makes them look significantly different. And actually this design matches far better with the MCU aesthetic than what you see in like Talos and those guys. So
yeah, Talos looks like he belongs on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Right.
Exactly.
And yeah, it just I don't know. It's fine. It just didn't hit me the way I thought it would.
Right. I was expecting like those concept images because that's what they released. And I don't know if they were like, we don't have the budget right now and maybe they'll improve it. I don't know. But I think it like showing the bad Skrulls look more like that would lend much better to sort of a menacing look. So, yeah, but again, Clert has been confirmed if you don't read the news. Just want to make sure that.
Yeah, Clert confirmed. The only named Skrull that the average person can name. Clert. And even then, what do you think this is going to like? If this show is going to be like the show V,
that's interesting idea.
I think I'm on board. I don't know.
I mean, I'm on board. Period. But like,
yeah, you know what I mean.
I would love to see if it remains to be seen. Obviously, we're recording a Thursday night, so we haven't seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet. But obviously, all of these shows are going to have some significant effect on the larger MCU, right? They're not just like one-offs. Maybe Secret Invasion is the thing that they're going to push for, at least for part of, maybe for one phase or something, or they're building to like a massive invasion. I don't know. I mean, they're calling the Secret Invasion, so probably not. But it would be kind of cool, because I always thought that with Thanos, it's such a big everybody together fight that the Skrulls are perfect to divide everybody, right? Because you don't know who to trust. So maybe maybe after Secret Invasion, they don't stop these guys. Or maybe they stop a small invasion, but that doesn't stop this coming war that, that these guys are coming. So who knows?
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in this, and I'm glad acting the casting is picking up for that. That's dope.
Yeah. I totally forgot that this series was coming out.
Yeah. I think that's what they assume everybody thinks, right? So it's like, start putting shit into the mainstream. Like Loki's going to be out in April 11th. So that has a release date now.
Yeah,
so.
they're banging these out like right after another, right? Like, hey, here's your 9 weeks of WandaVision, and then a special, and then bam, right into 6 weeks or whatever of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then probably a making of special, and then bam.
Yeah, you get like 5 weeks off before Loki. Like 5 or 6 weeks, like just when you're like, man, I really miss. Oh shit, it's tomorrow. Like that's exactly how they're playing it. So it works for me. That's awesome.
All right. Last up for me, DC hires a writing team to direct. They hire Warner Brothers, DC Films, and Chernin teaming up on an Hourman film with Gavin James and Neil Widener. writing the script. Look, I'm not a real nerd, so I don't know every single hero known to man, and I'm not familiar with Hourman. Why is Hourman a thing, and why is he not the Clock King? You already have a time-themed villain.
He's a more of a superpowered guy. Clock King is just a dork who really likes Flavor Flav's design.
Clock King is just an anal retentive asshole.
You're not on time. I'm a Clock King.
Clock King does not have black friends, because if he did, he would get over that you ain't on time shit.
I would love a story where Clock King turns out to be a racist because he's so disappointed that minorities are always late. That's the story I want. Like, I need a deep cut Clock King story. He just becomes an abject racist. He's like, these people are never on time. They say they're leaving the house, but we know they're not really leaving the house. Like, he's right. He's right. Clock King
originally created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey in 1940 and originally appearing in the Stargirl comics, the hero had 3 different incarnations, with the first one featuring chemist Rex Tyler. Boy, that is a 1940s name right there.
Stone Mason.
The first time we meet the character, Tyler would create a new synthesis, Miraclo? Miraclo? I don't.
Miraclo. It's all like
time-themed superhero.
Right. It's all like very like pulp comics like written things like Rex Tyler and his Miraclo drug. Like, all right, shut up.
Right. All right. Well, Tyler would create a new synthesis, Brondo.
It's what plants
grants him super strength and endurance, but only for 1 hour.
He's Meteor Man.
Oh, come on,
he's Meteor Man.
You're right. He's Meteor Man.
I can read a book and I know it for 30 seconds. What the fuck kind of race? All right, like that's racist. That's racist. Yes, I know Meteor Man was impelled by black man.
Oh shit. Ultimately becoming the most popular Hourman. Wow, he's got his powers for an hour, yo. Why? All right. I mean, look, I would love to have, superpowers for an hour and then just like keep doing it or whatever. But
you got to re-up. Like, does he get different powers?
Right? Like, it's like the limitless drug, right?
Right.
Like you get hyper concentration for an hour.
That sounds awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I would do it.
If the limitless drug existed, I would take it. I would be an addict.
I would OD on it.
Yeah, well, that's basically what happens in that movie. By the way, that's a criminally underrated movie.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It should have gotten a couple sequels.
It has a TV spinoff.
No, I know, but no. Bradley Cooper was a good lead for that. Actually, I liked him. Yeah, okay. Here's my biggest thing with this story. I don't think it's going to happen. They have greenlit so many movies, supposedly, and then they never come to fruition. So, until I see a casting of the lead, and until I get a release date, and I see a trailer, I don't believe any of this is real. Like, we didn't talk about the Blue Beetle movie that got greenlit, right? Being directed by the dude who did Charm City Kings. We didn't talk about it. Why? Is it real or is it just vaporware? Like, DC released their slate recently, and like it's so thin that they even have the video games on there next to the TV shows and movies. I'm like, don't do that. They're like, Gotham City Knights. I was like, are they making a television show on it? Oh, it's the game. Got it. But it was so thin. You know what wasn't on there? New Gods. The movie that supposedly Ava DuVernay was directing. It's just not on the slate. Okay. They gonna stick with that. They gonna stick with that Dark Side design.
Is Shazam on there?
They say that's filming next month. They've also been saying it's been filming next month for the last 9 years.
Yeah, I legit thought they were already filming that.
No. Yeah, The Rock's getting in shape for it. How big do you need to be, yo? How big do you need to be? You ready, nigga? Like, just lens this shit. Like, let's go. Hold on, I gotta get in shape first. All right. Just say you don't want to do the movie. Just say you made the mistake and you should have been Shazam. Yeah, you should have been. I can't believe they didn't cast him as Shazam. It's so stupid to me.
How awesome would that have been, right? He could have put on that little kid who's playing him in the Rock TV show.
You could have put on a little brown kid, man.
He could have made that kid a movie star. And all right, yo.
Again,
look, he's the highest paid actor in all of existence, apparently. So who am I to tell this nigga?
He really isn't. That's a false thing. I hate when they say that. No, he's in movies that have made the most money. He's not paid the most.
I thought he was like
no.
Oh,
they ain't kicking
that
20
makes
plus.
A lot more sense.
Yeah, you think they're kicking out more than $20 million for him to be in Jungle Cruise? No way, dude. And I'm not mad at him, but he's in so many movies that they just make a ton of money.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
That's why Sam Jackson's often at the top of that list, because he's in everything.
Right.
Yeah. No, he's been in the movies that have made the most money. Yeah. Look who's at the top of those lists. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, of course. Like, that's how it works. This is bullshit. He's not making $50 million. You think he's making more than Robert Downey Jr.? No, he's not. For what? Jungle Cruise? No, I don't think so. Look, DC really needs to stop just greenlighting stuff and just actually make things. Like,
yeah, that would be nice.
Just make, like, I hope that after the Snyder Cut thing that they've realized, like, where they actually want to go. Like, I don't know what that direction is, but pick it. Stop listening to dumb people on the internet like us and other people and just make your shit. Just make it. We'll like it or we won't like it. But all that hemming and hawing and changing shit don't mean anything. Just make the fucking movies. And, like, it's just a waste. Yeah, but I can't believe The Rock didn't pick playing Shazam. That's so stupid. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yo, people love you, dude. Play the hero. Because he want to be a hero. Oh, he's like a hero. Sometimes Black Adam is a hero. Yes. Like, no. He's a villain. Oh, he's an anti-hero. Okay. Yeah. So is Darth Vader at times, okay? He's a villain. Shut up.
I mean, look, the definition of anti is opposed to.
Right.
Against.
Yeah.
Against a hero.
Yeah. I'm an anti-hero. A villain. That's what a villain is. Like, by its very definition.
All right, bro.
What a missed opportunity. And who cares if you don't look like the character? Who gives a shit? Who cares? You're The Rock.
Yeah, guess what? If you'd have done that, the character would have looked like you.
Yeah, they'd have moved on that. They'd be like, "Oh, there's a new guy in town." Like, yeah, they would have given the seat to Black Adam. They would have given it to. They'd be like, "Well, why don't we just make Black Adam Shazam for a while, like he was originally?" Like, yeah,
right.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, get out of here.
I'm saying, if he'd have done Shazam, Billy Batson would have been a South Pacific Islander.
There's no reason he couldn't have been.
Kid. He would have been, like, in the comics. He would have been.
Yeah, they'd been like,
changed the shit.
Right. Oh, the new 52 or whatever. Like, oh, like they would have changed it. Like, whatever.
Just like how Nick Fury is black. Oh, well, it's Nick Fury Jr. So now he's black. Oh, you mean white ass Nick Fury had sex with a black woman and the boy came out dark?
Right. Did he have sex with a piece of onyx? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, like, get out of here. No, it didn't make sense. And then they were like, oh, and he happened to lose the same. They took his eye.
He lost the same.
All right. Yeah. Like, come on. All right. Like, yeah, they got to make it work. They got to make it work.
Whatever. Right. They make it work.
I remember that. I was like, yo, what Marvel, what is this? Just keep Nick Fury white in the comics. You don't have to go through a bunch of rigmarole. It's fine. Like, nobody cares. So movie and TV news this week. Shaka Zulu, or excuse me, Shaka, King of the Zulu Nation, is the title. Drama from Antoine Fuqua gets Showtime series order. Look, I like Antoine Fuqua a lot. I also think Shaka Zulu, the 10-part original series, limited series that came out in the 80s. It's on Amazon, by the way. I think you can watch it for free if you have Prime. It's like 10 hours. So like 2.5 Snyder Cuts.
Oh my God.
Right. Like that's how insane that is, right? It's like Shaka Zulu's like a serious story. This one's about Superman. But I would say if you've never seen that, you should do yourself a favor and watch it. It's kind of amazing, right? Like my parents were like, you go watch this movie. I'm like, yo, this shit is 10 hours long. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, I'm deeply invested in this and I'm a kid. Like it's very cool. And it's awesome to see this very famous, African warrior, king, kick the shit out of the British Army. It was awesome. I loved it. Personal favorite. I should watch it again at some point, but it's, Shaka Zulu has an incredible fucking story. Like it really is a story about fighting back colonialism and things like that. But they're going to do a series, a Showtime series. Here's what I will say. This is a heavy lift for someone like Antoine Fuqua because that is not the type of stuff he does. But I like Antoine Fuqua a lot. And I'm going to give this a real fucking chance. And I hope he fucking nails it. Because it is a story that a lot of people don't know, and they should know it, and it's worth telling. It's been long enough that I think you could bring something interesting to it. But this is going to be a heavy lift. This is a pretty, like, unabashedly serious story. So, have you ever seen Shaka Zulu?
No, never seen it.
Yeah, you should check it out. But it's, like his reign wasn't that long over the Zulu Nation, but because of course he was killed. But it's kind of amazing. Like it's very, very good. So I'm really interested to see how they do this. But we'll see.
We shall see.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't the British Army. It was some European assholes. I can't remember who they were.
Yeah, white people.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, they fucked them up. It was dope. By the way, here's a side note. It looks a little stupid that Darkseid gets beaten up with like arrows and shit, but. And like Steppenwolf is like, yeah, got me with an arrow. But like, then there's like superpowered beings like punching you and shit. And he's like, I don't feel it. I'm like, all right, that doesn't make any sense. Also, that anti-life equation shit didn't make any sense in the movie. Darkseid forgot where Earth was. He forgot. He forgot. He forgot. That's your answer? He forgot?
He forgot where the one place that he lost a battle was.
I forgot. His answer was, I forgot. All right, yo. The most powerful being in the universe. This nigga just forgetful. My bad, I forgot. All right, yo.
The sight of his most humiliating defeat ever. I don't know that shit. I don't know what that was. Who? Huh? Darkseid didn't get defeated. What?
Durf? What is it? Planet Durf? Where is it? Huh? He forgot. Nigga, come on. I was like, so that was the best writing you could do for that? No.
Yeah, none of it made sense. It really did.
I found the anti-life formula. Oh, really? Where is it? It's on Earth. Oh shit, son! Earth, I remember that place. That's dope. Damn, you just reminded me. Get Granny Goodness. Let's go. Like, why was she CGI though? Why was she CGI when she walked away?
Couldn't find an old woman.
Yo, just get what's the chick from the Activia commercials? Jamie Lee Curtis. She would have been fine. I would have loved it.
You ain't got Jamie Lee Curtis money. You only got $70 million.
Yeah, she got poop yogurt money. Yo, she's expensive. It would have been funny if she just banged that staff down. It was like, Activia. Next up, as I wrote it, Zack Snyder is basically a would-be cinematic terrorist. Justice League, Zack Snyder says there are 10 Snyder Cuts, one longer than 4 hours. Why?
This is
why?
This is getting ridiculous at this point. Like you literally got what you wanted, right? Like
yeah.
The thing is being released. It has been released, but it is being released as of when this article was written. And this is why you need editors, and this is why the studio is so like apprehensive when it comes to you. Like it's like the Jurassic Park line, right? Where they were like, hey, what if we give Zack Snyder the reins? And fucking Jeff Goldblum should have come out and said you were too busy wondering whether or not you could. You never stopped to think if you should.
Yeah, you didn't.
Like
you gave in to a terrorist. This will never end, by the way. Like DC will be plagued with this forever.
It's a part of pop culture now. Like it is like the Snyder cut, like this thing, because people aren't going to let it go. No matter what you do now, no matter what DC properties that you turn into film, someone is always going to bring this up now.
Yep. It's stupid. It's stupid. He says the truth is there's probably about 10 Snyder Cuts. There's a longer version than the 4-hour version. There's a 3-hour version, a 2-hour and 20-minute. I think I showed the studio 2 hours and 40 minutes. Then I showed him a subsequent cut of 2 hours and 30 minutes and 2 hours and 28 minutes and 2 hours and 22 minutes. Yeah, the Snyder Cut should have been the 3-hour one. I wouldn't have been mad at 3 hours. I'd been like, it's a little overlong, but like people go, oh, well, you were fine with 3 hours of Endgame. That's a culmination of like 22 movies. Like, this is a culmination of 3 other movies.
Right.
Man of Steel, BVS,
worth of movies,
and Wonder Woman. Like,
right.
That's it.
And Wonder Woman, I don't even really count in that. Like, no. The Snyder trilogy is Man of Steel, BVS, Justice.
Right. You didn't need anything from Wonder Woman to go directly into Justice League. You need nothing. I'm just saying they came out before Justice League. That's it.
Right.
But one that's over 4 hours? What else is there to say? What did you cut? I don't feel like he cut anything. Frankly, he added things to this one that we saw. We know that. He said that. All that nightmare shit at the end is all added. That's all new. That's why Deathstroke's haircut is different. That's why Jared Leto is there. Yeah, all of that's different.
Yeah.
Also, Batman saying, "Oh, I will fucking kill you," was dumb. It wasn't rad, IGN. It was dumb. Are you 12? It was red. Fuck off. Grow up. God damn it. I will fucking kill you. All right. We got it, Batman. We got it. You know this shit is for kids, right? Like, are we aware of this?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Not this.
No, it is not. Also, them cutting off Steppenwolf's head in the end was fucking wild. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Like, which Wonder Woman are you going to be today?
Yo, she's a sociopath. Hey, guys. Shh. I just beat up these criminals in a mall, guys. Whoop, no big deal. Cut his fucking head off and send it into a boom tube. Like, wow. All right.
Look, to be fair, that was 30 years apart. Right? Quote unquote 30 years apart. Maybe she's seen some shit in 30 years that she didn't see in, I don't know, all the rest of history.
Yeah, she's 5,000 years old.
Maybe if you saw all those Jewish people being treated the way they were treated, maybe you should have started cutting some heads off a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Was she in World War II? She showed up in World War I.
She was in World War I.
Which, why would, like...
Why'd you go so far back?
Yeah, I'd have done World War II. No one has a problem with killing Nazis. That shit's That shit's great. Granted, I know that's where her comic started, and that's fine, but like, who cares? So what?
Yeah, change it.
Yeah.
You changed everything else about the fucking woman.
I think Diana's fucking bipolar, dude, because she's got some fucking swings, man. It's just like back and forth.
Right. Like, even in this movie, like she's got Superman, she's wrapping him up and she's like, Kal-El, tell me who you are. At the end of the movie. And then at the end of the movie, she's like, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off.
Right? It's like, lady, take it easy. Yeah, she's a bit all over the place. Yeah, they don't really have a one line personality. Like, there's no through line to her personality besides crazy.
That's fine though. I like hyper violent Wonder Woman.
I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy her. I was like, oh, we're cutting his head. All right, this is what we're doing.
I do enjoy Warrior Wonder Woman more than matronly Wonder Woman. So
I lost someone I loved. I'm gonna cut your fucking head off. Wow. Steve Trevor's not here to see this.
Right.
Like, I knew someone one day.
And look, to be fair to her again, like Steppenwolf was fucking egging her on. Like, oh, you love your sisters.
They crying and shit.
He's like, you are a liar. Like, why the fuck are you talking like that? And no, I'm not lying. Like, I stomped on them bitches. Like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I cut your fucking head off. Like, all right, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. He was a real asshole to her at that part. That was fucking funny. They were crying and shit. Like, yeah. Like, I fucked all of your friends up. All of them. All of them. I love when they're like, well, maybe we'll get away on horseback. I'm like, this nigga can jump like 200 feet. What are you talking about?
Right. Y'all on an animal that has one horsepower.
Right. This dude is swinging a fire axe. Like, he gonna get to you. Like, nothing is funnier to me. Like, I will say that there was one part in the Snyder Cut that I thought was like made much more sense. Like when she's like, use the hammers, and they seal the place. It's always nice to see Brooke Hens look like a beast, by the way, in that scene. They seal the thing and it knocks it into the sea. But in like the theatrical cut, like they seal it and then Steppenwolf is just like, nah, son. And he just breaks through the wall. He's like, what the fuck was that gonna do? Like, yo, I'm like 12 feet tall and I'm made of anger. Like, that ain't gonna work. The fuck? Yeah, at least this time he was like, nah, push that shit into the sea. I mean, that ain't work either. He just jumped out. He was just like, thanks. Me and all my flying demon friends, like, we good. So yeah, no, look, fuck him. I don't want to hear anything else about the Snyder Cut as far as like another version.
I'm officially done with anything.
Nope.
Zack Snyder DC related. Like, I'm gonna still watch that zombie.
100%. I don't hate the guy
because I don't hate Zack Snyder. I'm just so fucking annoyed with all of this.
Yeah. Like, we're not doing any more reporting about this at all.
I
don't care about any of it. Yeah. Again, unless we're restoring the Snyder Cut as the Injustice Pocket Universe, then I'm fine with it. Anything short of that, I don't care. If they restore it as the main universe, I'm out. Fuck it. I'm out. Like, I'm out. Like, I don't want to hear none of that shit. But Pocket Universe, fine with it. All right. Next up, Oscar nominations. Let's get mad. Delroy Lindo, completely snubbed. Bullshit.
That's ridiculous.
Man. It's ridiculous.
This first year this year, I'm usually a sucker for the Oscars, man. Like, it is the one award show that, like, me and my wife, we sit down, we are in our PJs, we got our popcorn, and we just become petty bitches, right? and it
I'm
is,
here for that.
but this year has just been such a weird year that I'm just not into it. And the fact that, like, Delroy Lindo is just got nothing.
That's crazy.
It's just a bad taste in my mouth, right? The fact that Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield both get supporting role nominations.
That pisses me off.
First of all, like, okay, wonderful. To be nominated for anything is wonderful. But come on, yo, like you could have Daniel Kaluuya be nominated for Best Actor. Second of all, having those two in the same category for the same movie is going to split their vote, so they're not getting it. Neither one of them are going to get it.
Which is bullshit.
Which is ridiculous.
I hadn't thought about the splitting the vote, but you're right. Yeah.
Leslie Odom Jr. is nominated. Look, he's really good. I think that movie could have been nominated for a couple more awards. This is the first year in a long time.
Oh, I didn't realize Paul Raci was nominated for Sound of Metal.
That's the only one that I really want to see. I was about to say this is the first year
it's on Amazon
that we don't feel the need to watch every single movie, but we are going to watch Sound of Metal because she's been asking me to sit down and watch that with her.
Yo, it's super good. It's super good. Don't let the beginning music fool you. Like, the beginning music is fucking terrible. Like, it's just because it's like a crazy, like, wackadoodle version of metal. Like, it's awful. It's fucking awful. But that passes very soon. But Paul Raci, wow, dude, that's look, man. Look, it's a hell of a performance, you know. It's a hell of a performance. Because Paul Raci is what they call a coda. He's a child of deaf adults. So he can sign, but he can also speak, but he prefers to sign because both of his parents were deaf, and like in real life, not just the character, right? And he plays a character who runs an AA group of all deaf people. And so he goes between like trying to mentor Riz Ahmed's character to like coming to terms with being deaf while also being a former addict. Like, yo, it's a complex role, man. And he does a really good job. Look, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anybody who wins it. I haven't seen One Night in Miami because I'm waiting for us to do that for Black on Black. And I haven't seen Trial of Chicago 7, but I have seen Sound of Metal and I have seen Judas and the Black Messiah. So if any of those three guys win, I get it. I do. If it's going to be either one of the guys from Judas and the Black Messiah, I would prefer it be Daniel Kaluuya. I thought his performance was tremendous. And that's not to say I didn't think Lakeith Stanfield was tremendous too. But I really think he should get it over him. That being said, there's a theory that they put both of them there because they're going to likely give Best Actor to Chadwick Boseman. Here's a controversial statement. I don't think just because he died, he should get that Oscar. That being said, if he was alive, he still absolutely deserves to be in the running because it was a tremendous performance. Like, I'm not saying he's there because he died, right? Like, at all. Like, if he was alive today, I'd be like, he should be nominated for Best Actor because he was great. And maybe he should win. I don't know. But I don't like the idea of automatically giving it to somebody just because they died. Other people are also alive and they're working. Like, I don't think you should just eliminate them. That feels fucked up to me. I'm talking about the theory. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's likely to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's that controversial of a statement. I think it's something that everyone is thinking.
But people don't say it.
But people don't say it, and because they're scared to say it, right? Like they don't want to come off as offensive or anything like that.
That's not me.
I 100%. Look, for actor in a leading role, that movie is the only one I've seen. I'm gonna try and watch Minari, and I'm definitely going to watch Sound of Metal. But
I want to watch Mank. I'm gonna try to watch that. That's a what's the name movie? David Fincher. Somehow that didn't. Somehow it's on Netflix. Somehow I totally missed it.
I'll try to watch it then. But I'm gonna watch Sound of Metal, but look, I don't know if his performance. He was really good in that movie. I don't know if it's Best actor in a leading role. I don't know, but I don't know, and I'll just say that I don't know, but I think he's going to get it for the right and wrong reasons.
Yeah,
which is.
Do you think they should just do? You think they should just give honorary Oscars to like tremendous actors who died those years? Do you think that's a better solution?
I think they need to. I think a better solution is just to stand in your conviction. Like if you legit think that, like people need to stop being afraid and just say, look, I thought that he was good, but he's not. But I don't think he was the best actor of these actors. I think people just need to be honest with themselves. I don't think you need to give special awards to dead actors. Like you acknowledge them, sure. Then they do every year. It's usually the best part of the show.
Yeah.
The in memoriam. But, if it's like a lifetime achievement award, maybe, but I don't think it should be for something that, well, you died in the previous year, so here's a participation award.
Yeah.
But I remember you.
Right. I feel like it's tough for people to turn that off.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not saying I couldn't do it.
Right.
Or I could turn it off. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, like, I don't vote on these movies.
Right.
So.
And that's why they won't allow you to. You're a heartless asshole.
Look, before anybody gets mad, I'm not going to be mad if Chadwick Boseman.
Fuck no. I thought he was great.
He was wonderful in that movie. He was wonderful. And I can't wait to cry when his wife gives his acceptance speech, because I did when he won the Golden Globe.
Nope. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm saying I won't be watching. And I know why. No.
It was beautiful.
I'm sure it was. Yeah. That poor woman, man. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, man.
Here's the thing. This is the first time we've had not one, but two Asian actors for Best Actor.
Yeah.
That's dope. Riz Ahmed and Steven Yeun. Boy, Steven Yeun, what a fucking change in your career in the last couple of years. From getting your head cracked in by a baseball bat named Lucille on a show about zombies to Best Actor. God damn, what a fucking jump. Good for him, man. I really want to see Minari. I hear it's wonderful. I may try to get through that this week. I did see an article title, and I tweeted this. I was like, I am not a fan of this turn of phrase. Turns out it was an Asian person who came up with it, so that's fine then. They were like, two Asian actors for best actor. Did you hear about this?
No.
That they were this close. They're so close to cracking not the glass ceiling, but the bamboo ceiling. Which I was like, yo, I'm not okay with that turn of phrase. I don't feel like I can use that.
I don't feel like I can laugh at it.
I disagree,
even given who said it, I don't know if I can laugh at it.
I was like, the bamboo ceiling, like really? Because glass ceiling doesn't have, like, the term glass ceiling doesn't have anything like a direct connotation to women.
Right. It's because you can reach for the stars, but there's something, there's an invisible barrier there.
Right. You can still see through it.
Right.
Don't call it the bamboo ceiling. Like, what is, all right. Like, it's not called, like, women breaking the tampon ceiling. Like, that's weird. Like, don't do that.
Women breaking the hymen ceiling.
Right. You get it, ladies? Like, yeah, all right, we got it. Like, yeah, I was like, that's a weird turn of phrase. And then the author of the article was like, I'm Asian. That's why I said it. Because everyone was like, yo, what kind of racist shit is this? And they were like, all right. Still kind of racist.
And that's how funny we are with race. Like, somebody said some racist shit. Well, I'm part of that race. Oh,
that's fine.
Fine then.
All right. Yeah, black people.
Carry on.
Yeah, right. Hopefully Chadwick Boseman breaks the fried chicken ceiling this year. I don't know. Like what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Don't say that. Come up with a better turn of phrase. Actress in a leading role: Viola Davis, Andra Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. Look, just from what I've heard, I've only seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. My guess, Frances McDormand wins that one for No Man Land.
Yeah,
Nomadland.
we're trying to decide if we want to watch Nomadland.
Heard it's great.
It just looks sad. I always wanted to watch Promising Young Woman. I just never got around to it.
Yep.
I did see The United States versus Billie Holiday.
You feel like that one's earned?
I think she does it. I think her performance carries that movie.
That's what I've heard. Yep. I heard the movie's not that great, but I heard she was really great.
It's you know, it's a Lee Daniels movie, so it's kind of all over the place. But
didn't know that.
But her performance is incredible.
Really? All right.
Yeah, it's worth the price of admission. Like, if you're going to sit through that movie, you're going to sit through it specifically for her.
Okay. Well, sounds like some pretty good casting then. Actress in a supporting role. Maria Bakalova in Borat 2, which is awesome. Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. Stick a pin in that one. Olivia Colman for The Father. Amanda Seyfried for Mank. And Yu Gong Yoon for Minari. The reason why I said stick a pin in the Glenn Close Hillbilly Elegy nomination is because this is only the third time in film history that an actor or actress has been nominated for an Oscar for a role and also been nominated for a Razzie for the same role.
I heard that movie's not good.
I heard it was terrible. But apparently
I want her to win both of them.
That's kind of what I want. And look, you know what? I like Glenn Close. I feel like Glenn Close would show up at both.
Yeah, why not?
I'd be like, I'd bring my Oscar with me. Fuck you. I mean, look, what's name did?
Do the Oscars come on first and then the Razzies? I thought the Razzies come on get aired and then the Oscars, because I would love if Glenn Close showed up with her goddamn Razzie.
Oh, that would be awesome
at the Oscars.
Yeah, like I want a Razzie for this. Let's see, Razzies 2021. What day is that? April 24th. April 24th. And the Oscars is April 25th. She could. Yeah, that's what I want. You're absolutely right. Halle Berry won an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year. Not the same role, but in the same year.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
and she went to the Razzies. She showed up.
Yeah, she went to the Razzies.
Yeah, good for you. I think she went from Monsters Ball and then an Oscar, and then won. I can't remember what she got a Razzie for, but I'm pretty sure it was the same. It was the same year. So yeah, and she went and made a whole speech. Oh, she won a Razzie for Catwoman.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, yes, it does. I think that's pretty much it. Animated feature film, Onward, Over the Moon, the Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. My guess is Soul wins out.
I've only seen Soul, so
yeah. Won't go into cinematography, directing. Best director, Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round. I have that. I mean, meaning to watch that. I'm actually really excited for that. David Fincher for Mank. Minari, No Man Land, and Promising Young Woman. I don't know. Mank is a very stylized.
Chloe Zhang won the Golden Globe for best director drama, I believe. So Nomadland won best film drama. One of the two, or both. So I think she is probably the front runner.
Oh, definitely.
She's also directing Eternals.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, she's getting all these accolades right now, and now she's getting ready to blow the fuck up.
Oh, she's about to get super paid. God damn. Can you imagine if she wins Best Director?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, D, don't think I forgot about our bet just because it was a pandemic, nigga. $25. You bet me $25 that Eternals wasn't going to make $750 million. Okay. All right. I want my, in the words of the great 50 Cent, I want my money today. Like, make sure you cash out me the day that movie hits 750. 750. All right. All right, yo.
Oh, shit.
You want to double or nothing? We'll make it $50? That movie's going to crack $1 billion. You watch what I tell you. Best Picture. The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of the Chicago 7. Look, I'm going to take Trial of the Chicago 7 right out of that list. Knock it off. I think there is a probably super high chance it's going to really come down to Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, and Nomadland. Oh, and Minari.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't think Judas and the Black Messiah is going to
probably not.
Is going to get it.
I think Minari's going to get it.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I haven't seen Minari yet, but this stuff is a popularity contest.
It is.
And while Minari, to my understanding, is a very, very, very good film, real world aspects kind of come into play with some of these things.
What did we just talk about on Black cinema?
Right.
It's an Asian family in America, dude.
And I'm not, I say that and people are going to hear, oh, well, you just think that it's going to get it because of that and it's not a good movie. Nope. I don't know if it's a good movie. It probably is a great movie. I am going to watch it and tell you how great it is next week. But stuff like that it just creeps into my head, man. It just creeps into my head.
No, but it's reality. Like, you have to be honest about this shit. You have to.
Right. Denzel Washington won his Best Actor award for Training Day.
It's not his best film, Cam. It's not. It's not.
Okay. He won that award for one, Training Day, and two,
it's a good movie.
The 80th anniversary of Sidney Poitier winning his Best Actor Oscar.
Thank you. Like, you can't ignore those things, man.
It just I mean, come on.
And Denzel Washington, arguably of his generation, is the Sidney Poitier of his generation. He is.
Right.
He is, right?
Right.
And also that they realize that they kind of fucked up by not giving him an Oscar for Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And it's not like there weren't deserving films that year, but like, that was a performance of a lifetime, not just for him. Like, not just for him. That performance was tremendously important. And those factors, like, these are people, man. They're not robots judging it, right? They don't put it through a Scantron sheet and be like, bleep, blop, bleep. He's got more points. That's not how it works. Right. If you're talking about trying to normalize an Asian family in the middle of America, in the midst of Stop Asian Hate and like the shit that people are going through and stuff like that, and that plays to how people see Asian folks and the unfair stereotypes that they receive. And then here's this movie that is wonderfully done about this Asian family in the middle of the country, trying to make it and, keep their traditions by also, blending into this other cultural, pressures and everything else. If you don't think that that's going to play a factor in whether or not people see how they see, just how you watch the movie, let alone how they judge it, how you watch the movie. If you're aware of those things, you can't help but think about that. You can't. If you are a remotely worldly person, you can't help but think about that. And these people should be, right? This is their fucking job. Yeah. The chances of Minari winning are, like, in my mind, 99%. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve it. It's like the Chadwick Boseman thing. If he wins, it's not that he's undeserving of it, right, but the fact that he died also plays a factor in how people see it. You can't help but see it that way.
Yep.
You can't. So, but what do I know? It'll probably be Promising Young Woman because white women get everything. Anyway,
it'll probably be honestly. It'll probably be the Trial of Chicago 7.
Yo, that would make me really mad. I'd be like, come on, man.
Look, I haven't seen that movie, but
everyone says it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll probably be Trial of Chicago 7.
Let's all come together.
So I'm definitely gonna watch. I've seen Judas and the Black Messiah, maybe Mank. I'm definitely gonna watch Minari, maybe Nomadland. I'm definitely gonna watch Promising Young Woman and Sound of Metal. And those are going to be my nominees. I'll let you know which one of those should win.
I'm gonna watch Mank. I'm gonna try to watch Mank, Minari, and No Man Land before the next show, or at least 2 of them. Minari is like that's the one I really want to watch. But I want to watch Mank, Minari, Nomadland, and Promising Young Woman. I have to rewatch the trailer for The Father. I have a screener possibility for that one, but I don't think I really care. And Trial of the Chicago 7, I'll watch it maybe. I don't know. I love Aaron Sorkin, but I'm just not like super duper interested in it. So we'll see. Whatever one I don't watch will be the one that wins, of course. All right, let's just jump down to trailers so we can get out of here. Concrete Cowboy. This is Idris Elba's latest, alongside that young man, Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things. It's about the log line here is, while spending the summer in North Philly, a troubled teen is caught between a life of crime and his estranged father, a vibrant urban cowboy, and his father's vibrant urban cowboy subculture. This looks fantastic to me. I think this looks really, really good. And for people who don't live in the cities, like more like Midwest kind of folks, and this seems like a little crazy, it's not. This is a very real thing. They even have a little bit of this in Baltimore, right? They call it A-rabbers, right? They're the guys who have horses with like carts that they go around in the summer in the city and sell like fresh fruits and vegetables. And they're all black dudes. And they have stables in the city where they keep them. And it's not like these are rich people. They're not. So, but yeah, like A-rabber culture is a big thing in Baltimore. So, there's apparently like a cowboy culture in North Philly, which is wild. What did you think of this?
This looks interesting. My wife put me on this because Idris is in it, because my wife refers to not normal people, but not special people like my wife. They refer to celebrities by their first and last name, right? Like, oh, this movie stars Idris Elba and Caleb McLaughlin. No. She's on a first name basis with all the celebrities that she probably wants to have sex with. This is the new Idris movie. Yeah. Idris is in it.
Yeah,
so we
Denzel.
should watch it.
Yeah, like Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel. Samuel L., which is weird. Like she says Samuel L., not Sam Jackson, not Samuel L. Jackson, Samuel L.
Yeah. Not some other Samuel. Get out of here.
That's his first name.
That's weird that your wife wants to have sex with Samuel L. Jackson, but whatever.
I mean, look, who don't want to have sex with Nick Fury, right?
Me? I don't. I'll go on the limb and say I'm not a fan. And I'm not a fan of having sex with him.
Oh man, no this movie looks good, and I won't ding it because it takes place in Philadelphia.
But you should.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, so maybe. If somebody names their horse John, then yeah, I'm gonna ding it.
That's funny.
If somebody has their horse hair all Beijinged out, then I'm gonna ding it.
Yo, if somebody has Beijing in their hair, period, I'm not okay with it. Not all right with it. All right, that's it for us this week. We will see you guys next week for a Snyder Cutless episode.
Giddy up, John.
His name is Martian Manhunter.
That's what they call me. They call me by my code name from the comics.
Like, what?
Shut up, yo. Shut up.
Normally people who observe your superheroics, they come up with the nickname. Like that's how it works. But no one knows who you are. But
right. Who calls you Martian Manhunter? Who?
The people on Mars?
Guess what? Other Martians are dead. That's why you're here, right? and that would be like me calling you the Earthling Manhunter. What? What?
That made no sense.
It's Dog the Earthling Manhunter. What?
Dog. Remember when that guy thought he was like Native American with that feather in his hair? What an asshole. Dog. All right. That's it for us. We will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.